You're fired. Get out of here.
Remember the thrill and slight dread whenever Trump tossed out that legendary line, "You're fired," on The Apprentice? It felt cold but was bizarrely addictive, turning him into a pop culture icon, sort of like Thanos snapping half the universe away. Except here, a single sentence sent contestants packing. Sounds entertaining, but at its core was a hyper-competitive style. You either win big or get the boot. Sure, it showed Trump as a decisive business mogul, but it also stirred controversy. Accusations of sexism, authoritarian vibes, and an obsession with winning, basically Game of Thrones in an office. Winners rule, losers vanish. Fast forward to January 20th, 2025, when Trump made his big return to the Oval Office, unleashing what felt like a Marvel-style surge of executive orders all at once. He pardoned 1,500 people tied to the 2021 Capitol riot, wiped out about 78 of Joe Biden's policies like hitting Control+C on history, froze federal hiring, and forced everyone back into physical offices, cracked down on immigration by ending certain apps and declaring a border emergency, scrapped environmental rules in favor of fossil fuels, and even bailed on the WHO, claiming the U.S. was overpaying. The media joked that he was reviving his apprentice persona on a national scale, which sounds sarcastic, but also kind of true. If you don't toe the line, it's "you're fired." Many suspected that The Apprentice and the iconic phrase were brilliant PR maneuvers, turbocharging Trump's star power, so he could leap into politics. Allegations of discrimination flared up when critics said female or minority contestants on the show got a rough deal. And once he took office, tough immigration moves fueled bigger debates over bias. The show's cutthroat, win-lose obsession felt like a Hunger Games approach to society: dominate or get dismissed. Meanwhile, money and power seemed to be the name of the game. While The Apprentice flaunted entrepreneurial success, actual policies allegedly favored the wealthy, pushing America first, even if it meant ghosting global allies. No wonder people call it Trumpism, driven by that shock factor and "you're fired" catchphrase. MAGA was undeniably hype-inducing, but how great is America if we're brushing off environmental issues and leaving future generations to face climate disasters? If we ditch the WHO, all future pandemics might still be lurking, or if immigrants live in fear of deportation when this nation once prided itself on being the land of opportunity? If we're not careful, "Make America Great Again" might become "Make America Go Astray." It's like on The Apprentice, Trump fired contestants. Now it's as if he's firing the WHO, immigrants, and environmental protections until maybe the U.S. gets fired from the global stage. In reality TV, losers just grab their stuff and leave. But in politics, those who disagree may be fired, sidelined, or shamed, snuffing out the critical voices democracy depends on. Think Star Wars. If Darth Vader just force chokes anyone who questions him, who's left to warn about the Empire's doom? America was built on freedom of speech and checks and balances, but can it keep them intact if everything mimics a flashy TV show? Social media magnifies this divide. Half the country sees Trump as a hero, half calls him a villain. It's more like a culture war than a polite debate, and people fear that policy may only benefit the president's loyalists while abandoning everyone else. Human rights, equality, and solidarity, values the U.S. used to champion, are in jeopardy, and young folks, our future leaders, might lose faith or leave for opportunities abroad, pushing us closer to a big brain drain. Trump supporters consider "you're fired" an example of tough love, a bold cleanup of stale bureaucracy. But in the long run, we need cooperation to tackle global crises like pandemics and climate change. And the world needs alliances, not "you're fired" threats that drive everyone away. Will that approach truly make America great? Or just leave it isolated with more enemies than friends? If The Apprentice was a sneak peek, then real politics is a next-level version, where every executive order impacts millions of people. Stricter immigration, quitting the WHO, and ditching eco-protections all echo "you're fired" in a global sense, and if we keep it up, we might find ourselves in some Mad Max dystopia. Though MAGA envisions a bright future, some see a looming "Make America Chaotic Again." But we're not contestants on The Apprentice, and the U.S. isn't a tiny family firm that can axe people on a whim. The future rests on dialogue, checks and balances, and each citizen's role in the process. If you believe in sustainability, equality, open discussion, and collaboration over isolation. Then speak up so you don't wake up someday with your fired hanging over your own destiny. Whether you're pro-Trump or not, we all need to grasp how showbiz and media power shape these policies. The Apprentice was just the tip of the iceberg. The bottom line is this: if we don't want the American dream itself to be fired, we have to redefine great as an America that's open-minded, willing to listen, and respect shared values, not just a private stage for your fired theatrics. Also, never forget to stay informed and spread the word, because knowledge is power, and we each play a part in ensuring the nation's future becomes more epic comeback than epic fail. The power is with us, so let's not let anyone simply grab the mic and declare you're fired to our collective destiny.